Um, Hi, I'm Basar. I live currently in Switzerland, but I was originally born in Eritrea. And how I found out about Capernwray is basically I Googled Bible school in England, and that was the first thing that popped up. And yeah, I'm very happy to be here. So I didn't particularly grow up in a Christian environment or Christian family. I would always consider myself as a Christian because um, we had the Christian virtues, and I did read my Bible, and we did pray before. But my parents' faith was split up in the Christian spectrum, so it wasn't really a deep faith-rooted environment I had around me. Um, but yeah, 3 years ago, my siblings and I started going to church, and my expectations for church were big because I never had a Christian community, and I was excited to meet especially young people. And yeah, so we started going to that Eritrean church. Um, we started going, and it was very different than I expected because there were no young people, and I didn't really like the music, and it was a very small congregation. So it was nothing like I expected it to be. And I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest. But I saw how my sister was transformed. Like by the first couple of weeks, she was a different person, and she started talking about Jesus and Christ and how he just changed her. And if I didn't believe in God before, I definitely would have after I saw my sister being changed so much. And I was just not envious, but I just wanted that transformation in my own life. I always lived like a Christian, I guess, and I did the things I thought I had to do, and so I would consider myself as a very good Christian. Um, but I knew there was a difference between what my sister had experienced and the life I had. So that was very discouraging. But I kept going there, and it just nothing changed. So I thought it must be the church, so I changed the church. So yeah, I started going to that youth church, and the music was much more enjoyable, and I liked the services, and there were so many young people, and it was just more fun for me. But it still didn't change anything about the transformation I was looking for, the peace I saw in my sister. So I went back to the church with my siblings, and I kept going there for it was up until that point it was a year and a half, and I just gave up in a point, praying to God for this transformation, just for I guess His Holy Spirit working in me. And last year in April, my sister asked me to go to a Eritrean youth conference in Manchester, and my initial answer was no, thank you. I don't need to go, because she's asked me multiple times to meet up with Christians and yeah, just be in fellowship more, but I never wanted to because they would probably see that I was different and just wouldn't be as Christian as them, so I never went. But for some reason this time I just kept thinking, what if it was God's plan and He was trying to do something with me, with that youth conference in Manchester. So I made up my mind to say yes the next time she asked me, and she did. So we went there with two other friends of hers, and it was just such a great experience because I remember seeing the people worship there, and I was so envious because I wanted to worship God the same way. It was just so eye-opening, and I could see that their heart was in it, and that they were just doing it because they loved God so much, and I just wanted to have that relationship with God too. And I remember the sermon was about that the only thing we can give God is our worship and our praise, and that is the only thing we can offer Him. And I don't know, I feel like in that moment I just decided to give everything to God, and wanted to worship him so badly. And it was, I even, for some reason, I even enjoyed the music there. It was an Eritrean youth church, but still, I knew God, it was God working in me, and I just enjoyed the worship and loved it so much. And even coming back, I saw how my prayer life with him was so much more intimate, and reading the Bible, I just saw it as an opportunity to get closer to him and just know him better. But I still haven't had this Holy Spirit experience I always heard about and saw in my just in my surrounding. So a month went by, and there was a conference coming up next to our church, and that was the first conference I really went to in Switzerland, in my where I live. And for some reason, I felt this deep urge to fast this week. I've fasted before, but I've never understood why. I just did it. And this time it was just, I felt an urge to do it. So I did it in the week of the conference. And that conference was the first time I really had an encounterment with the Holy Spirit, where I felt him spiritually and physically, emotionally and physically, I guess. And I know he already prepared my heart before, and it was him working in me before. But that was just, again, a confirmation that God is hearing my prayers and that he is still working in me and through me. And yeah, since then, I'm just so thankful to God that he is doing all this work, and that he just opened my heart to wanting to worship him. So I think my biggest spiritual takeaway is I had times where I didn't always understand God's grace or not always felt it. And that just made me think I wasn't a real Christian in a sense. So, but being way further in my Christian faith and just walking longer with God, it just made me understand that you don't have to understand everything at the moment. You can just say, I believe you're saying the truth, and you have saved me, and your grace is bigger than everything. Even when I don't feel it all the time, I don't have to feel it all the time, and I'm not gonna lean on my own understanding for that, but on his. So it just gave me so much more peace and just comfort knowing I believe what he's saying, and not always feeling it. It just is harder if I have to lean on my feelings or my understanding. Yeah. I think the thing that surprised me the most is how much time we spend praying, or how much opportunity we are given to pray. Obviously, there is the community prayer on Thursday and the room prayer, and that is just such a beautiful thing. Just especially the room prayer, praying with your roommates, you're getting closer with them, sharing your prayer requests and your praises, and just being so intimate on a spiritual level and on like an emotional level. And that's just strengthened our friendship so much. And it surprised me how much I liked it, because I dreaded it, praying in front of people. But actually, I think that was the most growth I've seen here, just praying in front with people and for people. And it's just been such a great thing. If you have any worries, you can just go to your roommates and say, can you pray for me? And it's just become such a beautiful and just normal thing you do. And yeah, I didn't think that we would be given so much time and that I would enjoy it so much. I expected the weather to be very bad. I expected the English weather to be always rainy, always cold, and just foggy all the time. But we've been lucky here. We've been blessed here with the weather, to be honest, because it's been very sunny most of the times, and it's not been raining as much as I would expect it to. So I am very thankful for that.